All right, so let's talk about safety wire. Everybody's favorite project. Not for reals. It will frustrate you, and you will bleed and get mad at me, and I'm going to tell you, I didn't invent safety wire. All right, so safety wire. Safety wire. Safety wire or lock wire or however you want to call it. So sizes. Safety wire comes in various different sizes and materials. So sizes. So we have sizes. We'll put, I don't like the way my notes. All right, we'll just do it this way. So stainless steel. That is the most common everyday go-to safety wire. All right. There's other stuff. We'll talk about that. We're going to be talking about stainless steel safety wire. There is .020 size safety wire, and oh boy, if you read 40 through 13, it kind of gives you this crazy definition. Used on items with a hole diameter, so that's like the hole in the head or a hole in the shank, of .045 to .062 with spacing less than 2 inches apart. So that's pretty close, right? I'm just going to give you kind of a rule of thumb. And that is small screws.
What does it say before .045?
Of hole diameter of. Rule of thumb, small screws. So pretty much O2O is just really small screws. You don't use it a whole lot in aviation. Then you got your O32. And according to 4313, it is used on items with a hole diameter of, make it nice now, or actually not of, we'll just say, I'll abbreviate, hole diameter larger than .045. All right, so check this out. This is used on stuff with a hole diameter of .045 to .062 with spacing less than 2 inches apart. This is used on items with a hole diameter larger than .045. That's the same number. And that's not a misprint.
What's the same number?
So do you use
That's the same number as this number.
So it doesn't matter. Which one do you?
All right, so I'm going to put this. Most common.
Can't use it on 045.
Most common. Rule of thumb, just go to 032. It's .032. It's pretty much the stuff you use. Now, could you get in trouble for using 032 where you were supposed to use 020? Never. You never get into trouble if you use a heavier safety wire. You get in trouble if you use a lighter safety wire. So if you use 032, you're fine. The only time I use 020 is if I've got little tiny screws that are very close together. You can't get 032 in and work it and do the twists, so then you go to 020. Otherwise, you're pretty much going to use 032 on just about everything.
Okay.
Except, now we got 040, I'm going to do it like this, .040 / .041. They seem kind of synonymous. I mean, you're talking about a 1/1000th of an inch difference. It's almost, 041's a little stiffer to use. This is used, I should say typically, unless otherwise mentioned, it's typically used on props. One manufacturer tells you to use 040 and another manufacturer tells you to use 041. How can you solve that dilemma? Keep 041 on your toolbox and then never ever worry about it. Because you think the other manufacturer is going to get angry with you for using the 040? They won't. Okay, so that's your so when you're just doing your general everyday safety wire, what's your go-to stuff? What size? 032. If you're going to safety wire the bolts on a propeller, you better be using. All right, you got little tiny screws? All right, and what material? All right. In addition to stainless steel, there is what?
Is that a dot or an A?
A.
Okay.
That's a. I was trying to be like all, with the outlining. But I'm picking and choosing what I want to do. All right, so lightweight. Lightweight aluminum. And copper. Oh, I'm not and. Lightweight aluminum, comma, copper. And brass. Those are 3 different types that you can also get. It is used only on emergency equipment. Where the wire must be broken by hand.
An example of emergency equipment?
Emergency equipment. Do you think that I should wire this pin onto this fire extinguisher with 040?
Only if you want to throw it at the fire.
Yes. Unless you want to beat the fire out this way. So, any type of emergency equipment. Switches that may be guarding something, like fire bottles. An aircraft, you actually have remote operated fire bottles. You have to lift up a switch and push a button or pull a handle. That handle or that button or lever or something may be safety wired with some very lightweight wire. It's really mostly there just to kind of say, are you really sure you want to touch this? And if the answer is yes, you want to be able to get access to it right away. And then secondly, it lets us as the mechanic know, hey, maybe somebody's used this. If I came over to this and it didn't have this red strap on here, I could think that, hey, maybe this has been used. And then how would I check it? Look at the gauge. I don't want to go that far. All right, so, emergency slide or something of that nature. You don't want to be looking for a pair of wire cutters during an emergency. Just hear that phone call. Hey, it's Kevin over at the hangar. You have a pair of wire cutters I can borrow real quick because there's a fire. If you can't call back right away, don't worry about it. I was house sitting for somebody left. One time I left that message. Hey, you guys got a fire extinguisher here? Call me back real quick if you do. All right, how to safety. How to safety is really something that needs to be shown more than it is talked about. So I cannot show you because I don't have a way to mount something here and do it. So I will show you as many times as you want me to out in the lab. Just hey, I need you to give me a little. I've already given a couple today demos, so I will do it. But there's a couple of rules that you should be aware of. So safety wire is twisted. That's the end of the sentence. Is twisted at a rate of 6 to 8 twists per inch. If you go too much, it can break. Sometimes you use a single strand, but that's only if you're using lightweight screws and stuff. To loop the wire around the head, not over. The exception is castle nuts. It's castellated nuts. That is not looking right. Castle, C-A-S-T-E-L. That does not look right. That's it. C-A-S-T. That's what I said. C-A-S-T-E-L. Yeah, I was gonna say that does not look right. That's what castle nuts. Exception is castle nuts. The wire goes over the top. What else can I say here? Oh. The wire,
Just like the cotter pin.
yes, should pull the bolt tight. So there's 3 types of pulls. Let me put this, 3 types of pulls. 3 types of pulls. Positive, which pulls the bolt tight. Neutral, we'll say no pull. And negative, pulls the bolt loose. That would be bad. So you want a positive. You can accept a neutral, but a negative may get you mocked.
That would never be an application, right?
Never. Do not twist and then untwist. In other words, you twist it too far and you're like, oh, I got to untwist it. Don't do that. I can spot that a mile away, and you will too. What else? Do not over. So if you twist it too far, cut it off and try again. Do not adjust bolt torque to tighten wire. I know some people that do that. Yep. Do not reuse safety wire. Don't do that. All right, how about some, okay, wire should be tight. So I can pluck it, make a little song on it. Should be nice and tight, not loose. Let's see. Oh yeah. Cut the pigtail about 1 inch. I should do this right. 3/4 to 1 inch long. About 3/4 to 1 inch long. And hide the end so that I don't bleed. Because if you leave that little pigtail sticking out, that stuff goes right to the bone. It hurts and you bleed. And I don't know what it is about a safety wire prick, but you bleed and you bleed and you bleed. Yeah.
Are there cases in like aviation where it's like a left-hand thread?
Yes. But you still have to pull it tight.
Yeah, so it's opposite.
So it's going to look out. It'll look backwards, but it's still tight. So still pulling it tight. What else do I have on here? We don't need to write those. I'll just type. All right. So those are the important things I want you to remember. Sometimes the best way to find and learn about safety wire is to laugh at other people. So let's laugh at other people. All right. This isn't funny. This is just the way it goes. All right. So here we have examples of proper safety wire. righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So this wire is pulling it to the right. It's pulling this one to the right, so it's tightening this one. It's tightening this one. Looks good. Tightening this one. The exception to the rule. This is a castellated nut. Goes right over the top, right? There's the pigtail. Notice both these, the pigtail is looped around and hidden, so nobody gets hurt. I'm not going to have you guys do 3 in a row, but it's pulling it to the tight. It's pulling it tight. It's pulling it tight. Pulling it tight. Castellated nuts over the top. All right? Same. I don't like this picture because it shows a castellated nut off to the side. Good luck with that. It rolls over all the time.
I tried that. It doesn't work.
It does not work. So what's going to happen is when you bring me your project, I'm going to put my fingernail right under here and I'm going to lift it. I'm going to try and lift this edge over. If I can lift it over the bolt, I'm going to say too loose. Lift this one over, too loose. Sometimes I can actually take this and lift it up around over the bolt. I'll say too loose. All right. See if you can pick out the naughties. What do you see right here? Yeah, they twisted and untwisted. All right. So started here. That looks kind of terrible, but okay. So twisted and untwisted. Pigtail is getting ready to bite somebody. All right. Positive pull, barely positive. How about this one? What kind of pull is this?
Negative pull.
Neutral to negative. All right. This pigtail's kind of off in the middle here. It's got to be coming right. At least that one's right out of the hole, so that's good. What the heck is this?
Just hanging on.
I don't want to see any of the last 309. Everybody did this. I don't know. I think they thought this was a how-to slide. This is a not how-to slide. All right. You don't start like out here. Why not start over here? You don't take it, split the difference and go. So that makes it a what kind of pull? Neutral. And then this right here is just somebody's going to die on that one. All right. It's how not to. So that's a how not to. Please don't follow and do this one. All right. Think again with the thing in the middle. This is do not do that. Has to start at least this one's right. The twist started right at a hole. So does this look like it's tight?
Negative.
So I could lift this up and bring it over here like this somewhere. So this bolt here I could probably take all the way out without even messing up the safety wire. That's just bad. Okay, I found that on the internet, these last two. Okay,
Negative too.
this one here. This one I actually took from one of the students in the program. And I laughed, and I said, I'm sorry. And I felt bad a little bit, and I said, I'm sorry. I need to take a picture of this. This is the worst I've ever seen in my life. This. Okay. I know. This is not tight. It should. So it came over to here. Okay, I could have seen it coming here to here, and that's fine. But it's got to come out and then start twisting another. I don't know what that was. And then this is just kind of a mess. I don't know how that happened. And then oh boy, that is just not even. And then you get down into here. It's like, okay, I don't even know where to begin. So that's bad. All right, how about that one?
Braided.
That's pretty impressive.
I still cannot figure out how this is done. And I had a student who actually did one for me, and he brought it up and goes, "How's this?" And it was fully braided, and he laughed. I still looked at it, cannot figure out how he got it done, because braiding takes, 3 pieces? And where's the third piece come from? And I'm still impressed by this to this day. And it's positive, but sadly, I don't think braiding counts. But
I think you gotta give him a pass for that one.
all right, what's wrong with this one?
Where's the safety goes and locking?
What's it? What is it? You can do.
This is how you safety something when you have to take it apart often and you don't want to keep cutting the safety wire. Notice that it comes out of a bolt, the nut, and goes right into the same hole. So you can take it all the way off and not have to change safety wire. For those of you who don't get it, it should have been safetied to this hole right here. Make sure your safety wire has a purpose. Also, the pigtail's too short. All right, the wrench size is not the bolt size. Bolts are installed with the head facing up, forward, and out. You guys won't have to deal with that much here. Also, the wrench size is not the bolt size. Do not use self-locking nuts in areas where loss of a nut can result in engine failure, such as a turbine engine inlet. Also, if you can't remember anything else, remember that the wrench size is not the bolt size. Oh, you want me to wait for that? All right, so when you are doing safety wire, I'm going to teach you how to do it by hand. How many people know how to use safety wire pliers? All right, there's a thing called safety wire pliers. I think that was the end. It was the end. Safety wire pliers where you actually just grab onto, I don't even have a slide to show you how to use it, but you actually just has pliers that lock on the safety wire, and you pull the back of it, and the pliers spin, and it just spins it real nice. And we have those. And for whatever reason, it's always been kind of this, unwritten rule that first-year students can't use them. Until I had a student actually graduated, said, I got out in the field and they laughed at me because I didn't know how to use safety wire pliers. So I won't let you use safety wire pliers in 309, but once you prove proficient in using safety by hand, then I'll let you start using safety wire pliers. My rule of thumb, or my rule was building engines, inside of an engine, no piece of safety wire could have a tooling mark in it, because if you had a tooling mark in it, it creates a stress riser. Stress riser means that the safety wire could crack and break. If it breaks, it falls off into the oil sump, gets sucked up and runs through the oil pump and scores the oil pump, and that causes loss of oil pressure. So I didn't want to do that. So inside of an engine, I did everything by hand, just like I'm showing you guys how to do. But you'll watch me and I'll show you how I use pliers on the ends, and then I cut off and throw away the part that had the pliers. So I use pliers to pull and get leverage and tighten things up. But once you can do it by hand, then you can do anything. And then I'll show you how to do it with pliers. But in a different class. All right. Questions? All right, so we covered a lot, didn't we, this week here?